Okay, welcome back. We're going to be doing what I think is one of the more fun parts of this whole thing, looking at the forces. Mother Nature is four, and that's Mother Nature there in the blue if you didn't recognize her. And the fifth force of humans, it's about human interaction, so the fifth force is this web between all the humans. First of Mother Nature's force is the gravity force. You're all familiar with it. It controls large-scale movements in the universe. I started with it first because it's the weakest, and I gave it a strength of 1. Of course, it has infinite range. And as you know, we all unconsciously adapt to both gravity and the fifth force. In the case of gravity, if we didn't adapt, like right now, I'd fall on the floor. In the case of the fifth force, I would be socially sanctioned and something would motivate me to change. Next is the weak nuclear force. You can freely ignore it. Although it's very, very powerful, the range is very short. Nobody but physicists cares about this. Next is the electromagnetic force. You probably think first of it in terms of the electromagnetic phenomena that you see on large scales and things like lightning in this image here. And it's got both a very high strength and a very long range. And it manifests itself in many, many ways that you probably don't think much about in your ordinary life. Everything from giving matter substance to biology. It's a very, very important force. Finally, the strong nuclear force, huge strength, 10 to the 38th times gravity, very short range, and no one but physicists cares about this either. What's fun for me is this is it. This is all Mother Nature has. That's the whole show. Now we'll look at the fifth force, and I want to first have you noticed that it's man-made? I use this image of the largest man-made structure on Earth, China's Great Wall. The strength of the fifth force is infinite, as I will argue when I show you it overcomes all the other forces. And the range is that which humans are interacting over. And so the most important one is when we're interacting in person, and it's about teams in this case, and also families. I'll give you some examples of larger scale use of the fifth force. The fifth force is used to what's called frame elections. All politicians know they win or lose elections depending on how they frame it. In this case, it's about the economy or it's about the war on terror. This framing is the primary aspect of who wins democracies. I want to show you how different the fifth force can be and how you'd respond differently. How about if you were in a military boot camp, goofing around at a sporting event, in a fine restaurant, you'd change your behavior. And if you're giving an early briefing to top management, in each case, you'd adapt your behavior to match the force. That's the end of the first brief introduction to the fifth force part 1. And we'll pause here and pick up fifth force 2. Thank you for listening and hope you're having a good day wherever you are. Bye-bye.